Hello, and thank you for this opportunity to help you feel good. We're here at Southside ISD, and I'm the Director of Communications and Marketing, Sylvia Rincon. And we love this opportunity to be able to give you some tips on how to feel good at home. Now we're going to introduce to you one of our high school counselors, Ms. Yvette Pacheco. She's going to come into frame in a little bit because we're going to practice social distancing, so I'm going to step right out. But she's going to help our adults and our parents with some really cool tips. Hello, Ms. Pacheco, and thank you for being here with us. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Southside.
Hello, so my name is Yvette Pacheco, and I'm the student support counselor at the high school. My role in the counseling office is peer social and emotional support to all our students and families.
Excellent. Well, one of the questions we have today is, what advice can you give parents and adults struggling to take care of themselves, especially while they're trying to care for others?
Absolutely, that's a big one. And so I always encourage my caregivers and guardians to first and foremost take care of themselves, be gentle, be kind, and be compassionate. As a social and emotional counselor, as families come into my office, one of the things that I normally hear parents come into is, please help me with my child. He's suffering from social and emotional needs, which is obviously impacting their academics. So it's kind of taking a step back and working with the families and letting them know you need to focus on you first, and it is okay. And so what I ask parents and I learn is, a lot of times our parents are being impacted negatively themselves. They are often not eating properly. They are often sleep deprived, and most important of all, they're postponing their own medical care, which obviously creates a negative impact for themselves and for everybody in the family. My first advice to family, aside from being gentle and being compassionate, is identify their own barriers. And the barriers could be as simple as, having these self-defeating thoughts and thinking, is it okay or is it bad for me to think of myself first? And yes, it is okay. So I encourage parents to remove those defeating thoughts and focus more on positive thoughts. And the positive thoughts would be, I will take care of myself. I will get enough sleep, because that will allow me to replenish and be helpful for my family. So in a nutshell, what do I encourage parents to do is self-care, self-love, and practice all the things they enjoy doing, and taking a step back and just enjoying the moment, but being real reflective, and overall just being gentle to themselves.
I want to mention something you have here called Self-Care Wheel. What is that exactly?
It's pretty much just very simple, genuine self-care. So the self wheel would include, what am I lacking personally? As I shared earlier, we stated, if you're as an adult neglecting your own needs, whether it's health, whether it's just personal sleep. So a self-care would be kind of taking back and doing a little self-reflection. Am I getting enough sleep? And if I'm not, what can I do proactively to get some sleep? So that self-care wheel is just pretty much using all the tools we know to better help ourselves.
I was imagining an actual wheel that I could put on the wall and spin it. And today I'm going to practice, eating healthy. And is that something you can do?
You could definitely do that. You could definitely do that if those are goals that you are working towards in order to self-care. Absolutely. It could be, 3 commitments that you set for yourself. Today, my goal is going to be to get 6 hours of sleep instead of the 3 that I normally get. Or eating, having a routine to eat instead of skipping my meals. Or pretty much just going for that walk that I normally don't get to do because I'm just so focused on the care of my family.
Excellent. And one more question about role models. How can they help you?
So the role modeling part would be, in essence, when our caregivers are following these healthy habits, they are pretty much teaching their kiddos healthy habits. And so, it's just something that you naturally do in the scope of your time and day, but your family is pretty much learning the importance of self-care.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ms. Pacheco.
You're welcome.
Well, we want to thank Ms. Pacheco, who just gave us some great tips on self-care, but we have more for our parents and adults out there. Coming up next is going to be Miss Jessica Maldonado, one of our social workers over at La Soya Middle School. So once again, I'm going to step out of frame so she can come on into frame. And so we have Miss Jessica. Welcome.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Southside.
So I am a social worker. I'm housed at La Soya, but I also support Gallardo, Menchaca, and Pierce Elementary.
Excellent. Well, Ms. Pacheco was telling us a little bit about self-care for our adults. What are some more tips that our adults can use to help de-stress?
First of all, we understand this is a really stressful time for a lot of our families, but we do have several tips or tools that adults can use that are either inexpensive or free to de-stress. First of all, they can take a timeout or a break. For example, if they start to feel overwhelmed or stressed, they can find a quiet spot, a quiet room, go there for a few minutes and regather their thoughts. They can also take a walk, get some fresh air, clear their head. Another option would be to have a hobby, do a hobby, something they enjoy. It could be exercising, physical activity, lifting weights, running, jogging. If they're not into physical activity, they also can do arts and crafts, painting, drawing, some sort of hobby that they enjoy that isn't stressful. We don't want to create more stress for them. Another option would be to phone a friend or a family member. It's great to have that support system, someone you can talk to. If they don't have a friend or a family member available, they can do journaling. So journaling is great. It's really inexpensive. All you need is a pen and a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And you would just write down your thoughts, your feelings, your frustration, your stresses. Get all of that negative energy out of your body and onto that paper. And then lastly would be breathing exercises, which is probably one of my favorites just because you can do it anywhere. You can do it at home, in the car, at work, and you can do it throughout the day. So if you're not familiar with the breathing techniques or breathing exercises, all you do is you take a deep breath in, breathing through your nostrils, and you hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then slowly exhale through your mouth. And as you exhale, you relax your muscles. There's several YouTube videos out there that you can watch, and they kind of model the breathing techniques for you. And a lot of times they'll play calming music or relaxing music in the background, which can also help you de-stress. These, of course, are just some of the tips and tools that we have. If you would like additional tips, you can always contact us through the Southside ISD webpage. We are one, and we're all in this together, and we're happy to help.
Thank you so much. That was very helpful.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Miss Jessica, and thank you to all of our counselors at Southside ISD who are helping us out with these great tips. We hope that you get a chance to feel good. For more information, you can go to southsideisd.org. Thank you, and again, feel good.